Hello, this is Dr. Yum. We are going to learn the geoprocessing. This is the continue to last lecture. So the first of all, we are going to learn the buffer and intersect and union, merge and special join again and split, those kind of functions. And those are extremely important in the geoprocessing function you're gonna use lots of time. Okay, so as you know, we got a geoprocessing PowerPoint here, and then it is on the blackboard. You can download, you can see the clicking instructions, right? So we are going to learn the buffer here, right? Okay, let's start. Okay, let me close everything, then we are going to start the buffer. So the functional buffer, you are going to create kind of like symmetric, like the circle based on like a point or a polygon or a polyline. Okay, so first of all, so as you know, we are in the Cuyahoga County, city of Cleveland, and this is the urban colleges. Okay, so this is urban colleges. So I wanna make the buffer based on the centroid of our colleges. Okay, so how we can create the buffer? It is very easy. So first of all, you can go to here on the right hand side of the catalog. So if you go there, you can click the analysis tool, and then you can go proximity here, so you can have buffer here. Okay, if you don't remember the location of the buffer functions, you go to the search box. If you don't have search box here, if you go on the top here, if you click, you can see the search box on here. Okay, so I would say just buffer. So now that's it. I'm going to click the buffer. Okay, so this is it. So if you don't understand, you can see here the graphics here. Input 1, 2, 3 dots. Then it can create a symmetric buffer based on 3 dots. Of course, you are going to put some like the information, like the 1 mile buffer, 2 mile buffer, 3 mile buffer, 5 mile buffer, like this. And then you also need to assign the unit, which means like the kilometers, mile, and square foot, those kind of stuff. Okay, not the square foot. Yeah, something like here. So you got some yard and miles, meter, kilometers, inches, feet, all those kind of different the units. Okay, so the first of all, I'm going to click the model builder here. So the reason that I showed you the model builder is it shows you the process. Okay, it will be really good to see what you have done. And then you can also use this as the reference in the future. Okay, so I'm going to click the buffer and then drag to the model builder screen. Then if you right click on the buffer and open it, so you use the same box. So when you do the manually, same thing. Okay, so I'm going to select urban college point. Now that's it. Then I'm going to save this, and week 6. Here we go. Can I see? Okay, here we go. And week 6 and buffer, urban college point buffer, and save it. And then it is important here. I'm going to make the mile 1 mile buffer. Then you can type your 1, and I don't touch anything else. Okay, I don't touch anything else. Of course, if you remember the dissolve function, you can do this something in here, but this time we don't use any like the calculation function. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click add to display. Then I'm going to run. So I think it's done. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. As you can see here, now I'm going to make a hollow and then make a little bit thicker. So we create 1 mile buffer. Let's open attribute table. There's nothing here. Okay. So we create 1 mile buffer here. Based on this is the computer create automatic like the I see. Yeah, you don't need to worry about this. Okay, so now we just created 1 mile buffer based on our point data. Okay, we made like the buffer based on our urban college point. How about like the polyline? So let me turn off some unnecessary files, and let me see this. The highway goes to Cuyahoga County, as you know here. So now I got a highway. If I open it, we got a like the 271 and 271 Express, I-480, I-490, and what else? 71, 77, 80, 90, I-90, right? So we got an interstate highway and Ohio Turnpike as well. So I want to create the buffer, not the symmetric buffer. Like I want to create buffer based on this highway. So it's gonna be the same. So I'm going to open the model builder screen. Then I'm going to click the buffer here. But at this point, we have some different types of buffer. This is like that we can create a single buffer, right? A single buffer based on like this, right? But I'm not going to use like this buffer function. So here, if you go like the system toolbox analysis tool and proximity, and if you go here, you can see here multiple ring buffer. So if you scroll, drag to your model builder screen, and then right click and open. So as you can see here, I'm going to insert highway, right? So take a look at this. You can also create multiple ring buffer based on your polygon shape file. Even like point, polygon, polyline, you can create a multiple ring buffer. So if you do not want to create one, if you just want to create one single buffer, why bother? You just like put 1 mile plus. If you put one, like to put some number on here, like this, and then if you click the plus sign, it goes to here. So this is one single buffer. That's it. If you want to create one single buffer, that's it. If you want to create like the 1 mile and 2 mile buffer, then 1 mile, 2 mile buffer, and 3 mile buffer, like this. 4 mile buffer, like this. Okay? So if you want to delete, you just delete like this. You select this one and click X mark. And unit here, I'm going to create like the miles. So now we create a 2 mile distance buffer. Click OK and add to display and run. Okay, so this is like the single buffer, this is multiple ring buffer. And let me see here. So now we got, based on the highway, we create 1 mile and 2 mile distance buffer. So open it. So we got 1 mile, 2 mile distance, right? So this is the buffer information, right? So let me make like the hello like this. Hello. And there's a question. Why we need to create the buffer? Why? What's the reason? Let's say I want to know like the total population based on highway, the near highway. So I set up like the 2 mile distance buffer based on highway. Then the last week we learned the clip, right? So we clip this like the Ohio City or census tract the data set. If you clip using this buffer as the clip feature, and then Cuyahoga County census tract, like the population census tract, that's gonna be like the input layer. Then if you clip it, based on highway buffer, I mean, we can extract the population from census tract, right? So the buffer, you're gonna do many times. It's very useful function. Okay, it is very easy. Okay, let's try to make the turn off urban colleges. This is urban college, yes. So I'm going to zoom in urban college here. So this is urban colleges, right? And I'm going to turn on, if I turn on, what else? Like Cleveland neighborhood here. So in the downtown, our urban college, let me change the color here, red. Okay, so this is the downtown. The location of urban college is here, right? So if I turn on highway, it's even obvious, right? So I want to create the buffer based on this polygon shapefile. So far, we create the buffer based on the point and based on the polyline. Now we are going to create the buffer based on polygon shapefile, right? So I'm going to open this, and then I'm going to drag it to multiple ring buffer function to my model builder screen, right click and open, and I'm going to select urban colleges, right? So unit, I'm going to use like the meter this time. The mile is too like the big unit, so I'm going to make the 10 meter, 20 meter, and 30 meter. Okay, I'm going to put like the 5 meter. Click this, and then 5, 10, 20, like this. Okay, so meter, I'm going to save this buffer, urban ecology buffer, and click this, click OK, and add to display and run. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, so if you use model builder, you can see like the process whether or not it's working. So it makes feel much better. So as you can see here, and I'm going to put the urban college on the top. So now like this. Okay, so let me open the attribute table here. Look at this, 5 mile, the 5 meters, 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, right? So 1 meter is pretty much similar to like a yard, a little bit longer than a yard. 1 yard is 90 meter. No. Meter. It's 1 meter is 1 yard. Okay, so like the 5 meter is pretty much similar to like the 5 yards, a little bit more than 5 yards. Okay, so the red is actually urban ecology polygon shapefile, and let me see, like here I'm going to highlight this part only, right? I only highlight the 5 meters buffer. This is like the 10-meter buffer. Okay, looks like this. Okay, so that is pretty much easy. So we can create a buffer based on point, polyline, and polygon, right? So remember, the reason that you need to create the buffer is you may use this buffer as a like the cliff feature, or as a like the some different, like when you do some intersect or other function. So this buffer, you can create some like the boundary that you want to see the data within buffer. So if you have like this, then you can see like how many population within buffer, or how many like the other like the attribute within the buffer. Okay, so the buffer is a simple, but this is very, very important and useful tool. Okay, I will see you in the intersect. I will see you in the intersect. Okay, bye bye.